Hey guys, this is Barbie Collab. I don't know why I always introduce myself because you're obviously on my page and know who I am. Anyway, so I just finished my workout and I wanted to share something with you guys. And I'm not excited, but I'm excited to share the lessons from it. So, okay, I'm not going to keep you very long. I just wanted to give you some tips, but first to share something. So, I actually weigh myself almost every single day, right? It's just a habit and it keeps me on the right track. And it used to be something that I was really obsessed about, a few years, maybe like 6 years ago or something like that. And I would have a good day or a bad day depending on what the number on the scale would say, right? So the reason that I like to weigh myself now is just, it keeps me, hey Tia and Sahil and Aitza. Okay, so I'm just gonna say hi, I'm gonna keep talking. So I weigh myself now every day, and I have for a few years, just because I like to gauge, like it just keeps me on track. It's just a habit and it's just something that I do. And when I go up in the scale by more than like 2 pounds, I'm like, okay, it's time to, I look at what I'm doing, right? And I ask myself, what am I doing? Am I doing something to contribute to this? Or is it because, I had like a treat meal yesterday and, and it's full of salt and it's full of junk. In that case, I know that I don't even have to weigh myself, right? But I can tell you that the past 2 weeks, I've been just, I follow my, hey Carrie, I follow my MT plan, my metabolic typing plan. And at nighttime, I have just been, I swear it was the eclipse. Like I feel like it was the eclipse that made me just a little bit more anxious and stuff. So I found myself like just eating more mindlessly. Even it was like through my MT, my metabolic typing, right? So every meal, whenever I eat, even if it's a snack, I'm supposed to have protein, carbs, and fat. And so I would have an extra snack like rice cakes, which are not necessarily good for you, by the way. Almond butter, which is the fat. And then for my protein, I would have a scoop of these egg whites that you're able to drink raw. And some almond milk, right? So that was a snack, but that was probably, dense. And so I've just been making, these past 2 weeks, I've just been making more choices like that, not necessarily because I've been hungry, but just because I've been a little bit more anxious. It's the eclipse's fault, and just more hormonal and stuff. And so I've just been eating more, right? And so, and then the other day, hey everyone, thank you for the love, guys. Then the other day, I normally do not drink wine because it doesn't make me feel good. But this week I was like, you know what? I want a glass of wine. I saw this lady at Whole Foods drinking wine, and I decided to buy a bottle of wine. And I had one glass one day, one glass the next day, and then I threw the rest of the bottle out. And so as you can see, I've made some choices that weren't, like, they're not gonna kill me, you guys, right? Like eating the extra stuff and like being mindless, it's not gonna kill me. It's not bad for my health, but I like to look a certain way and I like to feel a certain way. So I noticed, I don't even think I should say it here, but I noticed that I was like bustier, and I was like, all right, I'm like, this is weird. I'm like busting out of everywhere, right? And I'm like, okay, so I weighed myself and I've gained, it's just 3 pounds, but I'm a very small person. And so it shows, So anyway, so I just said, okay, well, today's the day. It's Saturday, which is, tonight's the fight, you guys. Tonight's the fight, McGregor and what's his name, and Mayweather. So who are you guys rooting for? I'm actually rooting for Mayweather. I want him to win. He's just a seasoned, he's a champ. I don't know about his personal life. I don't care about his personal life. But hold on, I'm sitting on my feet. But anyway, so I noticed that I gained a few pounds, and that most of it is like, in my chest. And I'm like, okay, I'm gaining some pounds. So I'm like, I better chill out. And so I just made a decision today that I was gonna cut back on some things. So the first question for you is, if you've gained some weight, I need to sit on a ball. I'll be right back. Hold on, because it hurts that I'm sitting like this. here's my chair. So the first question for you guys, if you are gaining a little bit of unwanted weight, is what are you doing? What are you doing to make that happen, right? You know, because you're somehow responsible. Like I had this lady write to me the other day who's saying, I'm going through a divorce, I've gained 15 pounds, I'm not really eating that badly. And I'm like, girlfriend, I've been there. So what are you doing? Like, we are somehow responsible, unless you have like some major health issue, whatever, which I've been there too. And Cancun, you guys are so sweet. Thank you for the love. So, you know, ask yourself, how are you responsible for this weight gain, right? And, you know, what are some of the things that you're doing to make this happen? So in my case, and guys, I'm not being dramatic, like I'm not upset, I'm not like, oh my God, it's 3 freaking pounds. It's just that I know that I've noticed my eating has been off, or I've just been eating extra stuff that is not the way that I want to go, right? So, okay, so for me, it's the snacking at nighttime with the almond butter, and I am allowed to have fat. Fat is good, but I just freaking, hey Bernadette, I just get in there with the almond butter and I go to town, right? That's not following my metabolic typing plan. You know, that's just me like eating extra because it tastes so good. So I've noticed that that I'm just having extra snacks, and at nighttime, it's really the nighttime snacking, you know, and the wine, you know, like twice a week this week. And and then there's this bread that I like. That is, I think it's gluten-free. So gluten-free doesn't mean that it's good for you, you guys. It just means it doesn't have gluten, and I'm very sensitive reactive to wheat, and so I really should stay away from wheat, and I do. And so these bagels that I like, they're, you know, they are slightly processed, but they're still processed. My metabolic type is supposed to stay away from starchy carbs, and I've been eating them like nothing. Like, I think I'll have one of these with butter because I'm allowed to have butter. So I can see definitely where I'm, you know, tripping myself up. And so today I said, okay, that's enough. I like to feel good. I like to look good. And so I just said, I'm going to stop. And then, okay, so for breakfast, I normally have egg whites, and again, my metabolic type means that as a mixed oxidizer dominant, I'm allowed to have fat at every meal. And so I put in a yolk in there. I made some egg whites. I did not put the goat cheese. I skipped the goat cheese today. Hey Rosa, I skipped the bagel, the wheat-free, gluten-free bagel, and I went for brown rice, a quarter of brown rice farina, right? And so normally I would add some almond butter in there too, but then, you know, I'm just being more mindful of the little things that I've been doing that have contributed to my gaining a few pounds, you know? So today I just had the egg whites, 1 yolk, the rice farina, I ate it, boom, I'm done, okay? And then because I'm home working and I've been really focusing a lot, I've been like just mindless, like snacking, going to the fridge, getting something, you know? So I just finished my workout. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have my vanilla vegan superfood shake with, again, some extra fat, just a little bit of fat, not the whole freaking jar. Thank you, Rosa, you just came in, so you missed the boat that I've gained a few pounds. And I gained a few pounds in my boobs. I'm not kidding, like seriously. And it's because I'm still tiny, guys. I'm still like really small, as you can see, you know, but I've noticed that I'm busting out of my stuff, and I'm like, okay, I gotta chill out. So anyway, so that was for breakfast, and then for lunch it's gonna be, not my lunch, it's gonna be Shakeology with a little bit of fat. I don't know if you guys know that I have Hashimoto's disease, or I don't even know if it's called disease. Did you guys know that I have, I add almond butter or cashew butter, but I have Hashimoto's. And I don't talk about it a lot. First of all, we didn't know. I've been to so many doctors, and it was my doctor, Kalev, my hubby, who realized that I have Hashimoto's. Yeah, it's not a death sentence. It's just I have an autoimmune disease, or, you know, issue. You know, but I've had thyroid issues, hormone issues. I had a huge fibroid that was like this big, removed in January. So, I don't even know what my symptoms are of Hashimoto's. I don't know. I have thyroid, you know, I have thyroid issues, right? So I think Hashimoto's is when your thyroid stops working or something. So, but yeah, I've said it before. I've said it a few times, but I'm always cold. Like it's 100 degrees anywhere, and I'm always cold. So cold hands and cold feet are some of the symptoms. Hey, Mary, cold hands and cold feet. It's like right now my hands are cold, and I just worked out, and then I feel fatigue often. I experience fatigue and then anxiety, but I don't know if the anxiety is from the Hashimoto's or what. But my hormones are like out of balance, and I work with Sagi and another doctor, functional medicine doctor, to regulate me. I'm not broken, you guys. You guys are not broken if you have all this stuff. I have issues, right? So yeah, you have lupus and your feet are cold. Yeah, my fingers and feet are always cold and stuff, Do you get palpitations? I get anxiety. Why? Do you have that, Rosa? Is that what you're experiencing? The info on metabolic typing, you can go to sagikalev.com, Alexa. So yes, Amanda, my progesterone is very, very low. I have very low progesterone. And I have thyroid issues. I had neurotransmitter issues, but now my neurotransmitter issues are better because I'm sleeping better. So, oh, yes, I also have anxiety. What a fucking mess, you guys, right? Like, you're all relating. So I have anxiety as well. And it's so annoying, because I have such a good, I have such a good life, So I was telling my husband, I was like, I feel anxiety like 90% of the time. Right now, because I was busy working out, and when I'm working I don't feel anxiety because I'm so focused that I put my energy into my work, but I have anxiety, and it's not like I'm not worried. I'm not worried about finances, I'm not worried about people, I'm not worried about family, I'm not worried about relationships, I'm not worried about the dogs, I'm not worried about my business. It's just anxiety, and it comes from just my hormones being kind of crazy, right? So yeah, my progesterone's low, my ratio, estrogen, I don't freaking know, this stuff drives me nuts. But anyway, so when people tell me stuff like, I have fibromyalgia, or I have this, or I have that, I know that the struggle is real. Yeah, Rosa, message me afterwards. I don't know if we need to talk. Well, I personally think if you're having this, you guys, it all starts, because I get a lot of messages saying like, is MT going to help metabolic typing? Is it going to help? And it does, because metabolic typing is food, not metabolic typing. Food is the foundation, you guys. So like Sagi was telling me, okay, so we hired a chef. How freaking awesome, right? That was on my bucket list forever. So we just hired a chef, and I was giving her a list of my MT foods. And then Sagi was looking, and he's like, babe, I saw you eating mango the other day. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, that contributes to anxiety. And I was like, wow. So, he's a health practitioner, and he was looking at stuff, and he was telling me some of the foods that I eat that contribute to anxiety. And then yesterday I was making my Shakeology with almond milk. When did you order it? Queen Elsa, that's such a cute name. I was about to drink almond milk with my Shakeology, and he's like, you shouldn't be having the almond milk. And I was like, why? He's like, because of your Hashimoto's. I was like, fuck, like seriously, like it's so annoying sometimes, right? But that's good. I mean, that's good for me to know, So there are certain foods that do contribute to anxiety. And one of the things with MT is that a lot of people say that it reduces their anxiety, which is great. That has not happened to me, I have to say. I'm in Texas, and it's totally fine. It's just rainy and ugly today, but I'm in Dallas. But anyway, so for me, eating according to my MT has not reduced my anxiety, but I do stay away from foods that make me anxious, So anyway, Rosa, yeah, but I don't know what your issues are. Hello. Nos vemos a cada rato. Este es mi trabajo. Estoy hablando con la gente. No importa. Te pueden ver. Venga a decir hola. I have a new friend, you guys. Her name is Tere, and everybody's saying she smells so good and she's so sweet. I met her yesterday. Yesterday, did we meet? I feel like I've known you forever.
Yes.
Yesterday. It feels like forever.
Hi.
So they're sending you love.
Aww, I'm so sweet.
So
I just came to work out a little bit.
Yes. Okay, I'll be out of here in a few
I found
minutes.
a place. Have you gone to Magnolias?
Yes, it's so cute to work and
Yo
stuff.
fui con mi hija y con el novio.
Es súper lindo.
Tenemos que ir un día y
Me
tomar un
encantaría,
cafecito,
me
¿ok?
encantaría.
Yo estoy un poquito
Okay,
aire.
voy a terminar esto que estoy haciendo un show aquí. So, all right, with hormone balance, how do you go throughout figuring out how to lose pounds? So, you really need to get healthy before, so that you can lose the weight. Like, I've lost about 30 pounds, I don't know, since I was with Sagi, 153, I've lost like 20 something pounds. But when your body is healthy, you can release the weight. So if, I was exercising 2 hours a day. She smells so good. The lady makes me happy. She's so nice. Of course, I speak Spanish. I'm from Ecuador. So she smells so good. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, I needed to lose like 20 pounds, and I could not. I wanted to lose like 20 pounds, and I was exercising 2 hours a day. I was freaking doing everything that I could to. I'm trilingual, you guys. I speak French too. I was exercising, I was extreme dieting, and my husband told me that that we needed to get me healthy before we could lose the weight. And I was just like so freaking desperate and so tired of freaking trying everything to lose weight, and then I couldn't. And I'm a Beachbody coach, so I really felt like a fraud. I felt like, which is not true, but that's how I felt. I felt like a fraud, a fraud, not a frog. I didn't feel like a frog. I felt like a fraud doing that. So you guys, okay, so let me clear something up. Kat, you said you'd love to do hormone testing. So first things first, metabolic typing will help you. It's a system, it's a program, it is not a diet, okay? But one of the first phases is that it tells you what foods to eat and what your macronutrients are, so like if you should be having proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, or you should stay low fat, high fat. Everybody's different, and so that would be specific to you, so that's metabolic typing. But that's why I said food is foundational. And so when you get this metabolic typing, this is the professional version, because you can get the version that's like $50 online, and it's fine. But what my husband offers, because he's a clinical nutritionist, is the professional version, and that gives you access to certified metabolic typing advisors, as well as to, I totally did not mean to talk about this, by the way. It gives you access to certified metabolic typing advisors, as well as to they're also functional medicine practitioners, right? And so if MT might just be enough for you, right? So this is for you, Kat. MT might be enough for you, but if you have hormone issues, if you have neurotransmitter issues, if you have thyroid issues, you still have to get those things regulated, just like me, right? For some people, you've seen these amazing testimonials of MT, and MT alone is enough. But then you also have this whole segment of people like myself who need to have their hormones regulated. Like, I take thyroid medication, right? Yes, Rochelle, you can do it while pregnant, because if anything, what better time for you to do MT, give your body what it needs, because you're giving your baby what it needs, So, so Rosa, just to go back to your comment that you need to get tested, I honestly, as your friend, I'm telling you this as your friend, like, I would do MT, and then I would see how you feel, and then you might need something more. I feel, this is my personal experience, I'll tell you about the pain, Kat. I feel in my personal experience that that a lot of doctors, they, when you do a regular blood test, you test within the normal range, because that's the population so large that your results fall into normal, and then your doctors tell you like, oh, you're fine. But you're not fine. You don't feel fine. I knew that I wasn't fine. I went to all these doctors. They put me on testosterone. I had higher testosterone than any dude. And that wasn't the solution. They just don't seem to know what to do with us, So Sagi also has a book called The Doctor and the Beast, and it deals with hormones, sugar level, thyroid, environmental factors, and it's like $24 on his website that you might actually want to look at. So, and I'm not Kat, with the chronic pain, I have to tell you something. I'm not a medical expert. I don't know anything about medicine. I have no background. I'm just sharing my experience and what I see with my husband, you know? So, all right, I'm going to say this one thing and then I'm going to get out of here because I'm probably annoying. There's no one here except the lady over there. But so MRT test for food sensitivities back in February, March, maybe April of this year. It's happened to me before. I was having pain in my body, like deep pain. And in May, I had just done the food sensitivities testing, and we were on vacation. Guys, I was in pain. Like, my body was so achy that everybody was in their bikinis enjoying themselves in their bathing suits, and I was there in my hoodie, cold, feeling like horrible. And my husband said, babe, just follow your MRT plan, just give it a chance. And within about a month, the pain started disappearing, and now I do not have pain. I do not have pain. So I'm talking about like deep ache in my bones. That's from inflammation, not like, back stuff or issues that you may have. So anyway, you guys, so my tips, I'm going to wrap it up here. So yeah, you guys can look at MT if you want, metabolic typing. It's really freaking amazing. And for food sensitivities, if you have like deep pain, I really think the perfect combo is MT MRT. It's an investment. It's an investment in yourself, but shit, I'd rather not be in pain. And when you're in pain or when you really don't feel well, it's hard to get through life. Really, like it's really, really hard to get through life. And that's just no way to live. So when people tell me like I don't have money, I believe you when people say you don't have money, but I'm like, find a freaking way. I remember he had a client that would like, I don't know if she had sold all her stuff to like be able to, see him, and like would take a bus, a train, a boat or whatever to, make it happen. But when you are in pain, I've been there, you guys. I was like that last year. Like I was in pain and I wasn't feeling well, and it just made everything hard. And that's not worth it. So it's worth it. If I have to sell my fucking furniture to be able to do these tests or whatever, I would do it. I really would. But that wasn't what I was going to talk about today. So if you have gained a few pounds and you just want to lose them this week, the way to do that is just be honest with yourself. What are you doing to contribute to this? Stop the mindless snacking and just eat your meals, and make sure that you're not eating processed foods. And that's it. Like, that's it, and it's not as simple as that, but if you already know what to eat, like myself, it is as simple as that. For me, I'm gonna go to get my Shakeology, a little fat, I'm gonna skip the almond milk, make it with water, boom, and then my next meal is gonna be chicken and some cabbage, Brussels sprouts, whatever you call them, because I bought a bunch. I'm like addicted to them right now. So I'm gonna do that, and then my next meal is gonna be dinner, and then that's it. I'm not gonna be going crazy. Karen, the book is called The Doctor and the Beast. It's a PDF, like ebook, whatever you call it. And you can get it on sagikalev.com. So SAGIKALEV.com. You're so welcome, you guys. I hope that this was helpful. And that's it. All right. Bye, guys.